I'm gonna tell you right now, this is one of those desserts where you try not to eat the whole pan in one sitting. This is a fall flavor combo you didn't know you needed, and it's the perfect way to ring in the new season, we say. Alyssa Bybee is joining me in the Studio 5 kitchen to share the recipe for brown butter apple blondies. I'm in. I'm already in. Vote, cast.
I mean, that's not to love.
Right? How did this recipe come about? Is there a backstory?
Not a huge backstory. I just took two of my favorite things, which is kind of apple pie and blondies, mishmashed them together.
Marriage.
Yep.
A good one.
A good one.
Blondies, by definition, different than a brownie. How?
So think of it as a brownie minus the chocolate.
Okay.
So you're still going to get that really dense texture. So it's denser than a cookie bar. You're going to have more of a, but you're going to have that rich caramely flavor from the butter and the brown sugar, but no chocolate.
I see our girl Granny Smith on the counter. That's your apple of choice today?
This is the apple of choice today.
Bakes well.
The reason I love the Granny Smith in these is because, one, it's a little bit tartar, which some people don't like when they're eating an apple, but it makes great baked goods, and it kind of adds that kind of sharpness that you can actually taste after it's added to all the sugar. So you get the sharpness, and then you get the crispness. You don't want to use a soft apple like, say a Golden Delicious, because it's just kind of mush and lose itself into your blondie. So you want something that's going to still hold its shape a little bit after it's been cooked.
My son Boston's first grade class would agree with you. They did an apple taste test, and Granny Smith was the far superior winner.
They're my favorite.
Which prompted him to say, "So why are we buying the red ones, Mom?" He was very upset, very upset. So votes all around. How do we get going on this one, Alyssa?
Okay, so the first thing we would do normally is brown the butter on the stove. So I've already done that here.
So come on, does this really make that big of a difference?
It really does.
Yeah?
I mean, you can see here in the color that it's kind of got this golden amber color to it. And you'll notice at the bottom, it's kind of got this brown sediment down there, and that's actually the toasted milk solids of the butter. When you cook the butter on the stove, it starts to separate. And so the top of this is actually what you would call clarified butter, or ghee. And then the bottom, you've got all these toasted milk solids, which are gonna add this really rich, nutty flavor and really kind of amp up that caramel flavor, toffee notes, add all the goodness you want.
So it becomes a flavor enhancement that you think is worth the extra step.
Well worth the extra thing. So I browned all the butter together. I'm actually gonna set aside 3 tablespoons here for our glaze for later.
Smart you.
And then I'm gonna dump this into here for our
And it doesn't take too long to brown.
No, it takes about 7 or 8 minutes on the stove. This one doesn't need to cool, so you use it liquid, so it makes it really fast.
Okay.
So while we're gonna let that sit here for a second, and we're gonna get some apples going over here. So we've got the apples here. I just peeled off the skin, chopped them up, removed the core. We're gonna add those into a pot here with just a little bit of butter and a little bit of brown sugar and cinnamon, and we're gonna just kind of let that cook while we work on the blondies over here.
So far, 2 out of 4 ingredients are butter. So we're feeling really good about I'm feeling great about this recipe.
It's butter season. Who cares?
I know. Well, I'm here for it. It's dessert, baby.
So while we just kind of let that do its thing over there, we can make our blondie batter. So again, we've got the brown butter.
Yes.
We've got brown sugar. We're not using any white sugar here. We want those rich molasses notes from here. The molasses is also going to add some extra moisture. Again, you're giving those really dense fall flavors.
Yes.
So we've got the brown sugar here.
Alyssa's nerding out on this cookie for us, and we love it.
I love the food science.
We do too, and I love hearing people kind of describe. It tastes better when you know.
It really does.
And appreciate what's gone into it.
We'll add a little bit of vanilla. We're not gonna really measure. It's about 2 teaspoons normally, but we're just gonna dump it.
Okay.
So we got that, and then we've got 1 egg and 1 egg yolk. So again, we're keeping all the richness of that egg in there.
Helps the texture too, right?
Yep. We don't want them to rise too much. We're gonna keep them nice and dense.
Okay. There she goes. Flour's next.
Flour's next.
I see some spices also.
Yeah, so we've got a little bit in here. We've got salt, cinnamon, and some nutmeg.
Okay.
So the nutmeg is kind of gonna give you that really apple pie spice.
Yes.
That we all love.
And these are gonna come together, these two?
Yep. We're gonna let that all cook together. We're gonna let that cook just a little bit.
Okay.
If it's not super soft, that's okay.
I mean, you know,
it's fine.
We allow we adjust for allowances here on TV, but it's not heating up, I think, as quickly as we would have hoped. Okay.
That's okay. And then we got flour.
Flour, and you're hand mixing, easy enough.
Hand mixing, yep. No mixer needed or anything.
All right.
Super easy.
Okay, give us baking instructions on these. So we'd incorporate that into the batter.
Fold those 2 together in there. Pop them in this greased pan here. So this is a 9x9. You could also use like an 8x8 if that's what you've got.
Look at you, smart with the clips.
I know. It just kind of keeps it in
Clever.
place.
Yes.
I'm so sick of it popping up.
So clever.
And then we're gonna pop it in the oven for 25 to 30 minutes.
Okay, they'll come out in bar form. And
Yep.
tell us about the icing, the glaze.
So again, we set aside 3 tablespoons of brown butter here. And we're gonna add just a little bit of vanilla here. And then we've got some powdered sugar, of course, and a little bit of milk.
Okay, easy does it.
I'm gonna start with a little bit of milk and see how much I need.
Add as you need.
Yep.
Easy does it. Apple Blondies, the new fall dessert that we are doing cartwheels over. So excited to work this in to our fall season. You'll find this recipe on our website. Where can we get more recipes from you?
All our recipes are on infinetaste.com. You can also follow us on Instagram at infinetaste.
Infinetaste.com. Look for that link on our website too. Thank you for bringing
Thank you,
this
Brooke.
bit of fall in fun flavor form. We appreciate it. Great job.